Good morning, children. Sairam. Today I welcome you again for the very new chapter, that is chapter 5, The Ailing Planet, the Green Movement's Role. So let's begin with the chapter, The Ailing Planet, the Green Movement's Role, introduction of the lesson. This chapter focuses on the factors that are responsible for the declining health of the earth. The chapter was originally an article written by Naini Palkhiwala, which was published in the newspaper The Indian Express on November 23, 1994. Now, about the author. Naini Palkhiwala was born in 1920 in Bombay to middle-class Parsi parents. His family name derives from the profession of his forefathers, who had been manufacturers of palanquins. He was educated at Master Tutorial High School and later at St. Xavier's College in Bombay. He was a dedicated scholar. At college, he earned a master's degree in English literature. Now let's see the summary of the chapter. Here the writer discusses the green movement, how a zoo in Zambia declared human beings as world's most dangerous animals. The writer also focuses on overpopulation, deforestation, and what should be a responsibility towards the environment. So, according to the author, and I think if we go in the history also, every disaster that has taken place regarding the environment is mostly done because of the human beings. We human beings are extremely selfish people. Why? Because for our sake we are just cutting down the trees and we are not bothered about the nature, we are not bothered about the animals, and we are thinking only for ourselves, and we are cutting the trees for unnecessary reasons. So that is why the author has portrayed the human being in that form. So there is a zoo in Zambia which declared that the world's most dangerous animal is the human. And just because of being overpopulated, we are fighting with population, and just to overcome that we have started with the deforestation. And because of the deforestation, we are not only affecting our next generation, but we are also we are also not thinking properly about the animals. We are being so bad at this. So what should be our responsibility towards the environment and nature? That we have to discuss in this chapter. The writer briefs the change in the perception of the societies from a materialistic view to the comprehensive and ecological view of his world. It states that humans are now worrying about the environment. In this way of perception, our planet is considered as a living organism. People consider it as it's having its own metabolic functioning as all other living entities are having. Then the author explains the concept of sustainable growth of 1987 meets the wants of the current time without losing the ability of upcoming generations to meet their needs and fulfill them. Furthermore, we must utilize the natural resources in such a way that we fulfill our needs, as well as conserve these resources for the upcoming generations. Like the very first and the basic one is petrol. We are using that in so much of plenty that we are not thinking about the next generation, that we have to keep it for the next generation too. So we cannot use all the petrol and all the natural resources ourselves without thinking about the next generation. If our parents would have thought like that, we would have never cherished such things. So it's our basic responsibility to conserve all the natural resources and keep those resources for the next generation too. People consider themselves as a partner and not as a member of this planet. In actuality, we are partners with millions of creatures of this entire planet. The Global Economic Prospect, a book, points out that the planet's major biological systems are four, that are fisheries, forest, croplands, and grasslands. These virtually consist of all the raw materials of industries at present. A non-sustainable utilization of these resources is occurring. Then the writer is concerned about the lessening of the forest land. The dung, which we should use as a natural fertilizer, we are generally using to produce fuel. On the other hand, the soil is not receiving natural fertilizers. Then the writer refers to Article 48A of the Constitution of India. Article 48A, it states that the state should guard and improve the forest and the wildlife as well, but they do not impose the law appropriately. Then the writer refers to a parliamentary committee report that says the decline of a forest at the frequency of 3.7 million acres every single year. The United Nations cautious that the environment has deteriorated so severely that it is critical in many of the 88 countries examined. So basically the main concept of this chapter is about to protect our environment and how can or from whom we have to protect it. The first one is that we have to protect it from ourselves only, because we are using it like in tremendous and we are not thinking about the other generation. Yes, if we are overpopulated, obviously we need the resources more. So the very first thing is that we should work on the population first. If we want to work for the environment, the very first thing we should work on the population. Having 2 kids or 1, I think it's more than enough, but people, those who are not thinking much about it, those who are not considering it as a problem, they are going for 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5 and so many children, which I think it's not required at all. So we should stop this thing. At least we should work on the overpopulation. We should think about it, because if the population will be more, obviously you need the natural resources in much more quantity. But if you can control the population, many of the things will be solved. So we should work on the population, and then we should try not to be selfish. Yes, the things that we require from the woods and the forest, that we cannot help, but we should not use it like in excess. So that we have to really work on. The population is rising at a very higher rate. Development and growth are the 2 most appropriate solutions to people's problems. With such a population, development is a difficult task to do. We need a proper family planning to control the situation of overpopulation. There is a major need to control the population of the earth. The writer at this point once more repeats the positive change in view of the people regarding ecology. Industries must also take responsibility for a better ecosystem. So now let's see the conclusion of the chapter. To conclude, the Ailing Planet, the Green Movement's role summary, it tells us about the situation of the planet is in a crucial condition and how we must do our best to save it. So the planet is ailing, the planet is crying, the planet is in danger, and what are the steps that we can do so that we can overcome with all these problems and we can make our planet a better place to live. So for this, we all have to come together and we have to understand our basic responsibilities towards the environment, and we should strictly follow it. So now let's see the reading. One cannot recall any moment in world history which has gripped the imagination of the entire human race so completely and so rapidly as the Green Movement, which started nearly 25 years ago. In 1972, the world's first national-wide Green Party was founded in New Zealand. Since then, the movement has not looked back. We have shifted, one hopes, irrevocably from the mechanistic view to a holistic and ecological view of the world. It is a shift in human perceptions as revolutionary as that introduced by Copernicus, who taught mankind in the 16th century that the Earth and other planets revolved around the sun. For the first time in human history, there is a growing worldwide consciousness that the earth itself is a living organism, an enormous being of which we are parts. It has its own metabolic needs and vital processes which need to be respected and preserved. The earth's vital signs reveal a patient in declining health. We have begun to realize our ethical obligations to be good stewards of the planet and responsible trustees of the legacy to future generations. The concept of sustainable development was popularized in 1987 by the World Commission on Environment and Development. In its report, it defined the idea as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs, without stripping the natural world of resources future generation would need. So this was the reading of the chapter, and I have taken only some of the portion. Children, please go through the complete reading of the chapter and try and understand the emotional concept. Try and understand that how we can work for the betterment of the environment and what should be our responsibility as human beings. So these all things you have to go through in the chapter and read the chapter thoroughly. If you will be having any problem, you can contact me, and I'm giving you an activity where I would like to know your point, that what you can do for the nature as an aware citizen, as an aware human being. So you can write your answer in 10 points. I just need 10 points, that what are the 10 things, basic things that you can do for the betterment of the environment. So this is your homework and we can discuss this later on. Otherwise, all the question answers that I've sent to you, please complete those question answers in the notebooks. Some of the students are coming with the queries, they are contacting me and I'm trying to solve it out. If you are having any, you can ask me anytime. So I hope the chapter is clear to you. Just go through the reading thoroughly and try and understand it. If you will find any problem, you can ask me. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Sai Ram.